Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial we're going to go over we're going to continue our series dealing with computer vision, learning computer vision using Python's library of OpenCV. So in this tutorial we're going to go over how to deal with background subtraction in an image or in a video clip. We just learn how to subtract the background and then leave the foreground objects within the image. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get straight to it. Again, you guys, if you're new to the channel, please kindly consider subscribing, liking this video and sharing this content with anyone who you think might find this helpful. Okay, so let's get to it. So I'm going to be using VS Code, so feel free to use any editor that you're comfortable using, Sublime, any PyCharm or anything that you're comfortable using, just go with that. But I'm going to be going with VS Code. So in the last row, okay, let me just close this up. So this is going to be video number 6. So in video number 6, basics number 6, I'm just going to go ahead and create a file here. I'm going to call it basic_06.py file, and that's where we're going to keep our code content. So the first thing I want to go ahead and do is simply go ahead and import OpenCV. So I'm going to go ahead and import CV2. Okay. So once I have CV2 imported, I'm simply going to go ahead and simply create a capture object. So I'm going to say capture, and it's going to be CV2.video capture, just like this. So in here, providing whether you want to capture, whether you want to read a video file, or whether you want to actually use your webcam to record this thing. Okay, so let's, for now, just going to say true. While true, we're just going to go ahead and simply read success, right? If there's the frame has been read from the image from the video successfully, and they're also going to get back that image. Okay, so we're going to say equals to cap.read, just like that. If not success, right? If not success, we're simply going to go ahead and simply break. Get the spelling right, so break. Okay, good. So that once we have this done, I'm simply going to go ahead and simply go ahead and display that image. So to display the image, I'm simply going to go ahead and simply say the following. So I'm going to say I'm going to create a simple window to display that image. So I'm going to simply say cv2.imshow, and then I'm going to say the name of the window. You're going to call it image, and you're going to display image inside of that window. And once we have that, I can simply keep a conditional statement to close that window. So if I'm going to say if wait key, and you're going to say if wait key 1, and you're going to wait for 1 millisecond, and then you're going to check if the quit key has been, the Q key has been pressed to quit the program. So I'm going to simply pass in this. So I'm going to simply say this, and then once I have this, I can simply go ahead and simply break out of the code. So that's basically it. So I'm going to say if cv2.wait key 1, and then this, and then you're going to check if the Q key has been pressed on the keyboard, and if it has been pressed, I'm going to break out. Okay, so you can decide to read your camera by providing the integer of the camera, like 1, 2, 0. So 0 I think is default, or you can try 1, or you can try 2, depending on how many webcams you have connected. So I'm simply going to go ahead and simply say dot. I'm going to read an image file in my case, so I'm going to say a video file rather. So I'm going to say video, and I'm going to say video dot this is mp4. Okay, just like this. I'm going to be reading this video file. So you can decide to read your webcam just by providing it in your integer 0, or you can provide in this string, which specifies the part of the video file that you want to read. Yeah, that's basically it. So now let's go ahead and try to run this program and make sure everything works. So I'm just going to say python 3. Let me just use sudo. Okay, sudo python 3. If you're on Windows, it's not a must use sudo in any case, but I'm just going to use sudo so that I can get the default display as guys who are on Windows or Mac OS. Okay, so that you can be on the same page. So I'm just going to pass in my password, and then I got that wrong, so I'm going to pass in the correct password. Okay, now that should be right. Now you can see you are reading the video content right there. So great. So you can see the image a bit too big, so I want to go actually resize it before I want to display. So I'm going to say image equals cv2.resize. I'm going to resize image, and I want to pass in 640 by 480. So I'm going to say 640 480. So I'm going to resize the image to a 640 by 480 image. So once I have that, I can simply run the code again. Now you can see the image is much smaller. Okay, so great. So we're now able to read the video content. So what I want to do is now we want to go ahead and actually deal with subtracting the background object from the image. So I'm just going to go up here, and just also add to you one more trick. You can also do if not cap dot is open, right? And then you can also do a break here. You can also exit rather. So exit in case like this video file is not being read, or the camera is not being read, or like if you're using a webcam, you specify here an integer like 0 if the camera is not our program doesn't have access to the camera, or the camera doesn't exist, or in any case you can exit out just like that. So that's another trick you can use. Okay, So once we have this, let's go actually create an object, and you're going to use this object to subtract the background from the foreground of the image. I'm going to say create bg subtract, I'm going to call it b sub, okay, just like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say background okay, just say bg sub and then bag sub, and then this is going to be equals to, going to say cv2 dot create, you're going to say create, and you're going to say background, just like this, background, and then you're going to say subtractor, okay, subtractor let me try to get the spelling right. So subtractor, and you're going to use a knn subtractor in this case. So this one, going to use knn subtractor. So if you don't know what knn is, so knn is also k nearest neighbors, and it's something in machine learning. If you know about machine learning, I have introduction to machine learning videos on my YouTube, on my channel, so you can actually check that out. So knn is just a machine learning algorithm that is going to do that you can use. Okay, so this is going to allow us to subtract the image, and the method is create subtractor, background subtractor, and then knn. Okay, so once we have this, we're going to simply go ahead and simply apply this background subtractor to our image. I'm going to say, I'm going to say image underscore mask, and this is going to be equals to background sub, and I'm simply going to do that apply, and then simply pass in which image I want to apply this to. So I want to apply this to our image, and then at the end of the day I want to go ahead and simply, I can go ahead and create another window. I'm going to cv2.imshow, so you can have the original image and you can have the subtracted background. So sub, and I'm going to go ahead and pass in the background sub right here. So great. So once we have this, let me go ahead and actually run the program. So if I don't have any errors in my code, okay, we got an error here. So okay, I think my code, my VS Code imported something that I didn't ask it to. Yeah, I imported this, so I didn't ask it to import this. So sometimes VS Code can just import things. Yeah, so okay, so we got an error right here, and it says that I am sure, and then you're trying to display this. So function I am sure, I think, let me see if I don't have any error here. So just saying subtractor, and you're passing in this to subtract. I don't know how we're getting that error, so let me just comment this part out for now, and let me just go back here and simply say background and then sub, just like this, and then let me try to run the code again, and let's see what we get, if we get any error. Okay, we got another error right here. So we got the same error as before. So math is not a numpy array either, or a scalar. So it says it's not a numpy array or a scalar. So let me check if I made an error here. Okay, yeah, I made an error, obviously. So you guys will really probably spot the error that I made. So instead of displaying the image, I want to display this object that we created right here. So I want to display the image underscore mask instead. So my bad for that. So once I have that, I just go ahead and simply clear my terminal, and hopefully I haven't made any error. So great. So you can see the background and the subtractor right here. So this actually you can see the image, the background being subtracted. Now this is not actually a very good one. So you can actually find another video on the internet and try out that video, and hopefully you get out better, you get a better feedback from this, better video subtraction from it, background subtraction rather. So yeah, you can try it out. Or one thing you can also do, you can actually try to erode the image, to try to erode the pixels a bit. So I'm going to simply do image, the image underscore mask, it is going to be equals to cv2.erode. So erode, this basically helps to reduce the noise inside of the image. So we want to apply this to the mask image, and then we say none, and then I'm going to how many iterations we want. So iterations, and let me just say one iteration, or let's just say 3 iterations, and let's see how we can reduce the noise. Yeah, you can see it reduces a bit, but it's not quite much. Yeah, but yeah, that's basically it. You can see it's trying to remove the background, and that's how you can simply use a background subtractor in OpenCV. The best thing when you can do this, actually turn on your web camera, which is basically change this part off to 0, and then simply try this out. Okay, I don't have a good video to display this to you, but I also I'm not in the position to turn on my web camera. But in case you want, you can turn on your web camera and try to reduce and see how it performs. Like when I did it with my webcam on, it gave me a better result than with this video. Yeah, so that's basically it for this video, how to simply remove a background from a given image. And yeah, that's all for this video. So if you guys enjoy this content, please don't forget to like the video, share the content to anyone who you think might find this helpful, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos. And before we go, I think this code should be below the F, right? Because if there's no frame rate, then there's nothing to resize, right? So yeah, that's why I'm getting this error right here. Okay, So this, make sure that this line is below this if statement. Yeah, so because if there's no image being read, then there's nothing to resize, right? Okay, so that's all for this video. So if you guys enjoy it, please kindly like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this, and kindly please consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Keep safe.